From raising a hive of bees to a couple of goats and chickens, I'm going to tell you about the easiest livestock to raise on small farms. Don't you worry about nothing. First up, what came first, chicken or the egg?
Which came first, the chicken or the egg? If the chicken came first, how did that happen without an egg? If an egg arrived first, how could that happen without a chicken?
In your case, it'll be the chicken. Before we get into it, I just want to welcome you to the world of livestock farming. It's the best, but if you're just starting out, it can be overwhelming to decide which animals to raise. Good thing I'm here to help you out. Now, chickens are perhaps the easiest livestock to raise on a small farm. They need minimal space, are super chill and low maintenance, and provide you with a steady supply of eggs. These glorious birds are also great at foraging, which means they can help you reduce the cost of feed. Plus, they're just fun to have around. Because of their versatility, they are often a favorite among small farm owners, and they give you fertilizer, meat, and eggs. The average hen needs 4 square feet of room in the coop, fresh water, a covered area to stay dry, and a place to build a nest and lay eggs. Simple, right? Chickens are generally omnivorous, so they can be fed compost, weeds, leftover garden food, or feed from the shop. Their breed determines how many eggs you can get each day, so remember to find that out when deciding. A word of caution though, your chickens are vulnerable to predators like hawks, so make sure to have fencing surrounding their coop and a reliable rooster to keep them safe. Get clucking. You'll probably be surprised to hear about the next animal. Trust me, you can have a goat on your small farm too. The secret is to choose the right breed. They're just the most wonderful farm animals to keep. Why? Well, they're excellent for clearing undergrowth, providing a supply of meat, and also for dairying. Literally the best option if you need a dairy source but don't have a lot of land. Nigerian dwarf goat's daily milk production ranges from 1 to 2 gallons. And because a Nigerian dwarf typically weighs only about 75 pounds, they're far more practical in confined spaces. Plus, goat milk is easier to digest than cow's milk. Got too much milk? You can make and sell cheese.
It's really a creamy feta. It's not a hard one. The chefs just love it like this. Man, it is good.
Or feed the milk to other farm animals. If you want an even smaller animal, consider getting a pygmy goat or a little alpine goat. But because pygmies are social animals who thrive in herds, be sure you have a bit more space for them. They enjoy eating hay, veggies, and feed from the supermarket. Some people even decide to let their goats roam free on pasture. Goats are also excellent at clearing brush and weeds, which makes them useful for maintaining your property. Just make sure you have good fencing to keep them from wandering off. Unfortunately, they're natural escape artists. All you need is to provide your goats a covered space if they're housed in a small area, and you're good. You won't regret getting a little goat friend. They're the best vibe.
They're more of just a number, more one of the machines on the farm. But here, they get to be part of the family, our goats do.
Now, I can bet you didn't see the next one buzzing. I mean, coming. Despite the fact that most people apparently don't think about keeping honeybees on their farm, but they're lovely creatures that require very little upkeep. Just give them a chance, will you? To get started, you'll need hive boxes and a small water supply where the bees can rest and drink. Their water source can be as big as a pond or as small as a bird bath with small rocks in it to prevent drowning. The best part about bees is that they're completely free. In the spring, they swarm frequently and are very calm when they do. To catch them, you'll need a bee suit, gloves, and sugar water. But once you do, you'll have a free hive. There are feeders on top of hive boxes that you can fill with a solution made of 5 pounds of watered down sugar. Oh, and they do fly up to 10 miles to get food, so they often don't even rely on the feeder. So if you're interested in raising animals for a different kind of product, consider keeping them. They're relatively easy to care for and can provide you with delicious honey and beeswax. Plus, they help pollinate your crops, which can increase your yield. Honestly, these poor guys just need someone to do better PR for them. They're not the vicious killers that people believe them to be, but rather vital to our food cycle. Anyway, another animal you can raise on a small farm is a rabbit.
This is actually a very expensive thing to do. So what I have practiced in our rabbitry is to conduct regular fumigation.
These can be an excellent addition to your property. They take up very little space, are an excellent source of meat, and are quite inexpensive to feed actually. Rabbits can be fed anything from hay, weeds, grass clippings, garden produce, store-bought feed, and fodder. Plus, they're beneficial to your garden as these little guys create some of the most incredible fertilizers. You'll need hutches to keep them safe from predators, including your pets. These can be bought or built at a very low price. Some people opt to let their rabbits roam freely in a bunny tractor. No, it's not a bunny riding an actual tractor. I'm talking about those huge movable pens on the ground which allow them to hop around. Also, you have the option of raising your bunnies in a colony. Super low maintenance and great meat. Now, what do you think about ducks?
The flat feet of the ducks really works well with the blueberries and the mulch, and on top of that,
one of the simplest livestock to keep are Peking ducks. They not only give you large eggs, but also quality meat. Also, they take up relatively little space. They're excellent foragers, but be warned, they have a larger appetite than chickens. Also, they'll be over the moon if you build them a miniature house and provide them with a kiddie pool to swim in. Pekins are also excellent garden helpers. They're gentle on your plants because they don't scrape the soil like chickens do. They'll eat your plants, but only those with weak roots, and keep pests away from your healthier ones. The only thing I'd say is ducks are slower, bigger birds that are more vulnerable to predators. Their biggest threats are hawks and dogs, but with the right fencing, they should be good. Oh, and just be aware that ducks can be messy, so you'll need to clean their area regularly. They've also got an unruly cousin you could consider. Geese are similar to ducks because they're good at foraging for their own food and don't require much space. They produce meat and eggs and can also be used for pest control. Plus, they'll chase away unwanted animals. Humans too. Now for the most innocent little thing that's a breeze to raise. I'm talking about sheep.
Compared to other livestock, sheep breeding and fattening require less management and investment. So if you're ready to start your own sheep farming business,
sheep are a good option for small farms because they're hardy animals that don't require a lot of space or feed and are generally easy to care for. Depending on your demands and the type of sheep, they can give you meat, milk, or wool.
Key revenue to their business has just disappeared overnight. And not only is the revenue gone, it's actually turned into a cost.
Sheep need a decent pasture and safety from predators to be raised, so they should be kept close to the house. And here's a little fun fact. Sheep's milk makes better cheese than goat's milk. There are so many breeds that are appropriate for small farms, so choose one depending on your needs. Though they do require good fencing to keep them from wandering off. Or a shepherd dog. They'll literally follow anyone. Now for the honorable mention, alpacas. Trust me, these are such a good option if you're interested in raising fiber animals. They're relatively low maintenance and produce soft, luxurious wool. Plus, they're cute and fun to be around. They're super easy to raise and will make do on small farms, so go on and get one of these friendly little guys. That's all for the easiest livestock to raise on small farms.